And we are live. All right. Good afternoon, morning, evening, wherever you are in the world. I'm so happy to be here with my amazing client and comrade, Lori Jo Vest from Pop Seed Digital. And my name is Brenda Williams, and I'm a visionary empath biz coach. And I support empathic female identified business leaders to hone those empathic gifts so they can use them in service to social justice, equity, and inclusion in the world. And I am here, one of the magical beings. Lori has
Thank
been
you.
trekking along with me. I can't believe that we're actually going into almost our second year of working together.
We are, yeah, and it's been life-changing. It's been life-changing.
Yeah. So,
That's all I
Lori,
can say.
and it's been life-changing for me as well as a practitioner. I just want you to know it's like a mirror sometimes. You look into a mirror and it helps you to really dig deep and excavate, because we've just been in some times that, if you're not careful, it's such a viral energy, it can consume you, because the rage and it's righteous rage, it can just consume you. It can really
Mhm.
be all-consuming some days. So, being in this, container in this space with you and all the spaces is just also for me too a blessing. So, Lori, why did you say, well, one, let me back this up quick. How does being an empath, knowing that you're an empath, impact how you do business?
How long can I talk about this? I could go on. I could go on. I didn't realize how sensitive I was. And when I did feel like I was being sensitive, I always thought it was a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I overcompensated throughout my life. I've overcompensated. I've always been a high performer. I've always been able to, grow businesses for other people. Now I'm growing a business for myself. And I realized in growing that business that I am highly sensitive. I'm a highly sensitive human being. What does that mean? It means I have emotional responses to things that people do. It means I'm human. It means I have a background of some trauma that maybe made me a little bit more sensitive than other people. But I never really realized for one thing, I didn't know how sensitive I was until I fully looked at myself and acknowledged it with your help. And I also didn't realize that what an advantage that is, and that it's a superpower. And then when you gave it the label empath, I always thought being an empath meant you were codependent because empaths get bad press
Yeah.
because people talk about, oh, I'm an empath as if it's you have ESP, or it's frowned upon, or it's can be judged, especially in the business community, and it can sound as if, oh, I feel other people's feelings. Well, why would you want to do that? That's terrible. Why do you do that? As if you did it on purpose. So I personally judged the term empaths as something that meant something completely different than it does. And in working with you, what I learned was that empath it's based on my life experience, and that empathic way of being has a lot of strengths to it. I recognize when somebody's struggling. I recognize when a client is having a problem. I recognize and identify very authentically with a client who may be grieving or may have a difficulty in their marriage. I just do. And as a result of that, now that I look at it as a superpower, we connect deeper with our clients because I'm not afraid of that part of myself. I'm not afraid to reveal I'm sensitive. I just am. And it kind of opens the door for other people to be themselves too. And it strengthens relationships with your clients because you connect in a different way. You're not hiding part of yourself, and I think highly sensitive people are pretty awesome, is what I've discovered. And I totally identify with being empathic. And I, in our work together, have recognized how I see things before they're happening. I see things before they happen.
Mhm.
Um, Is it my subconscious mind creating a pattern that knows that based on A, B, C, D, this is likely to happen? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe it is a superpower in a different way. I don't care. It's working for me. And, I also want to say a little bit about our work together being the way you create a safe space. I've been to your workshops and things before. So one of the reasons I signed up for this new program is because the community that you create with these women is a very safe place to discuss maybe some deep things that might be getting in your way related to growing your business. Maybe you have beliefs about money. Maybe you have beliefs about, what you're capable of. Maybe you have imposter syndrome. If, in what Brenda does, you create a safe space and you can talk about that and you can get feedback from other women. And I've done that in just your short events, your half day events or your weekend events. So this long, what is it, 10 months?
10 months.
I signed up. I don't even know how many months it is. I just knew I wanted to be in it. So like 6 months, 10 months, I just got to be there. And the women that I've met that I know were in your program last year were just powerhouse women doing really great things, very committed to social justice, very committed to making a difference in the world. And I identify with those kinds of women. I really do. Those are my people. And so you've given me a place to meet more women that support my journey. And that's not something that you get on a regular basis. That's not something we can just easily access in the day-to-day world. So, I'm all about my Brenda love.
And I'm all about
we went through 3-month cycles together.
Yeah, right.
And it's good stuff. The work you're doing is so much deeper and helps you, I think, with what I call the emotional contact sport of business. It is an emotional contact sport. When you go into your day grounded, which is something Brenda taught me, anything that happens, you're less ruffled throughout the whole day. You go into the morning grounded. That's one thing that we worked on that has just changed my life, and I know we worked through some money issues, some beliefs about money I had that would have made it impossible for me to hit the sales goals that we're hitting now. So yeah, so I'm so excited. So I could go on all day. So I'll let you ask me a question.
No, I appreciate that. And I think that those who are listening and are going to catch it on the replay will also appreciate it too. Because again, they're not mutually exclusive. How you do one thing is how you do everything, and how you're showing up in life and how you're showing up. It's the same person. And I love that you talked about the grounding pieces, because life is going to come and it's going to blow you. And
Yeah.
how trauma, can show up in our business. And if you want to make money, but there's a subconscious programming telling you that you can't or you shouldn't, or that it's evil, or there's some things attached, to it. That's something to work through, or else you won't grow. And I also love how you named the community pieces. And I don't think I can even overstate that enough, about being in sacred circle with people who love you and really want to win and support you. And it's just, of course, beyond my wildest dreams and imaginations, that these women would come together, and that you said yes to this 10-month program. What are some of the things that perhaps you're looking forward to in this program?
I feel like it's time, like I've worked through a lot of emotional things that were getting in my way, and I feel like it's time to work on my personal brand. Who do I want to be in this future space that I'm driving toward? Who do I want to be as far as how I care for myself? And then really get clear on my vision for my business, my long-term 5-year, 10-year plan, and put it down in writing in a way that allows me to scale. We've got 2 people on our team now. We're looking to grow exponentially in the next 3.5 years. And this type of support is what helped me go from sitting on my couch with my laptop exhausted all the time to in an office. I painted one of my bedrooms and made this really nice office. And I have accountability things all around me that support me in different ways. But this is its own very unique program, very unique. And I think that this time, I can work on the personal branding things, not like how I look or, what glasses I wear, but more who am I? How do I feel about myself? How do I present confidently? How do I drop any of the imposter syndrome and really become that person that I want to be in 3.5 years, And that's different than business coaching that has you making a certain number of calls a week or, hiring an operations manager. I mean, it's a whole different thing. And I think it's a lot of inner work that if you don't do it, the outer work just falls apart. So yeah.
I thank you for naming that, because I've shared with clients and anyone who will listen, you can have the best strategy in the
Yeah.
world, but if you haven't done the inner work, then the strategy is just going to fall flat. And it really
Yeah.
is from the inside out that we do the work. And that actually brings to mind, like, our very first module is going to deal with, who am I? A lot of
Mhm.
times we talk about mindset, but our very first module is, it's deep. Mindset is a part of it, but your identity influences how you think. And so we are going
Mhm.
to go into that deep excavation of, who
Yeah.
do I believe myself to be?
Yep. And I think what you've got some magic going in the way you run your programs there's the teaching, there's the writing and journaling, there's a reflection with another woman, and then there's a reflection as a group. And there's just this magic that happens with that. And we're all, anytime you put us, it's hysterical. You put us in a little breakout to talk about one of the reflections. And we're always like, could we just have 5 more minutes?
Right. I always get that. It's always like, we need more
Because
time. We just want to be
you
together.
you attract a powerful group of women and they're fun. And I'm super excited. Super, super excited.
We're so super excited to have you. So there's still time, peeps, to sign up for the program. The container we're intentionally keeping small. We only have 7 spots left. And in addition to myself, you'll have 10 of the most amazing coaches that are helping you with your business from the inside out. So everything from how to work with the moon cycle to how to decolonize your business, how to heal your money wounds, systems and tech. We're going to make it sexy, but the systems that you need, but how to
Yeah.
cultivate a community, especially on the online space, and how to scale your business with consciousness. So we have an amazing practitioner who is running a multi-million-dollar coaching certification program. And I said to her last week, I said, Des, how do you even make money? Because you give so much away. She literally gives, but
Yeah.
not in a people pleasing kind of way, or fawning
Mhm.
sort of way, which can happen as hand up as an empath. We can tend to want to people please, but she
Mhm.
does it
Yep.
in such a way that she understands the natural balance of, when you give, you receive, and that
Yep.
we're showing up as support, and we're showing up to help others. Her work in the world, she says she does her work to anchor consciousness,
Oh, love that.
right?
Love
And
that.
I know for some people that might be kind of flowery language, and trust me, it is not, because in the practical side
Mhm.
of things, she's running global retreats. One of the
She's
most
getting results.
She's
That's the
getting
thing. She's
results. Yes,
getting
she's
results.
getting
And there
results.
was one little exercise we did in one of your workshops, which was like math. How many of these types, what are your offerings? How many of
Uh,
them do you need to do per month to get to the total you want to hit? And I resisted it. And then once I did it, all the fear of trying to reach those numbers just fell away. I was like, oh, that looks easy. Little tiny exercises and work around those things just change your thought
they
patterns and make miracles happen.
hmm And you can do it, and we'll
They
be
do.
doing that quarterly. So we'll be working with the energies that are available to us. So, each quarter around the solstices, how does that amplify your business? And when is it time to kind of wane your business? Because we always talk about rev up, but what about when it's time to go within and to rejuvenate and recharge, be reflective? so that you have that
Right.
in context, right? Because we're
It's
living,
important. Yeah,
yeah,
it's important.
yeah,
Yep.
Lori. We're still working in a very masculine, particularly white male paradigm of
Mhm.
produce, production. What are your metrics? How many calls did you make today? How much revenue did you bring in today? And all of those things are fine, but you're a human being.
Yeah, they
So
kind of eliminate the humanity of the process.
right.
They do. It's just the humanity is just poof out the window. And I think you attract a lot of people to Berhenda that don't want that in their business. They want humanity in their business. They want, as women, of course, and as empaths, we want lovey, compassionate,
Mhm.
supportive environments for our clients and our teams. It's just, I think, a more natural way of being than so harsh and, command and control. We're not, it's not, a lot of people are moving so far away from that. And those of us who are entrepreneurs who are creating businesses or growing businesses,
That's right.
it's good to have the guidance to, help you keep your mind on the social justice issues. Like, I really want to make sure that we are conscious of actively fighting racism in whatever way, personally as the company, and you've helped us put that together. So those discussions are important too. Those are the kind of discussions that we have in your workshops that I've not seen anywhere else. It's different.
Yeah, because we can't not talk. We can't not talk about it. Sweep it under the rug. You
But that's
know.
what happens. Yeah, nobody talks about it.
Yeah, I think that's why the empath is. We're seeing more conversation around it. We see
Mhm.
in the corporate space, they'll call it emotional intelligence. But who's more emotionally intelligent than an empath? You're sort of born with it, and not saying that it can't be cultivated. However, I am seeing a push inside corporate environments to have more emotional intelligence, more empathy-based leadership.
Trauma
And
informed workplaces. Yeah.
yes, yes, yeah, yeah. But this is where I believe that the impact has been, since our existence. But now the world is kind of catching up to, and the science, is also catching up to this phenomenon. So, Lori, if there's
Mhm.
anyone on the fence about joining the program, what would you say to them?
I would say it's a waste to not do it. Why waste your time? Why wait? Because the progress, it's just going to amp up your progress in ways that other programs won't, and give you a community and the support of a community at the same time. It's, I looked at the investment, and the investment to me, one of the things that I learned a couple of years ago when I was really looking into how to become the business leader and entrepreneur that I want to become and grow my business the way I want to grow it. And what they said was good, strong entrepreneurs that make a lot of money have coaches. They invest in themselves. Make the investment. The investment is worth every penny. And it's like, kind of, I think, the kind of work that you do, Brenda, and this is just me, but it's life changing. So it's not just, oh, here's my business. It's the things you learn parlay into all kinds of other areas of your life. So that's what I would say.
Well, thank you so much for that. And honestly, because I do take a holistic approach, I want all of you to be healed and all of you to be whole as you approach your business, because it is a sort of an energetic signature that goes out into the universe and pierces, through the racism, sexism, the
Mhm.
homophobia, and all of those things. When we have empaths who are really empowered to use their voices to speak up
And
for what
talk
they
about it.
value, yeah, and have the uncomfortable conversations and ask the really tough questions. So we have
Mhm.
to have people in place that are going to create this new earth that we've been talking about. If we want to create a new earth, then we're not just new builders, but we need new tools. So, in
Yeah.
the words of
Yep.
Audre Lorde, I'm gonna close with this. In the words of Audre Lorde, the master's tools will never destroy the master's house.
Mhm. Yep. Love it. Love it. Love
Mhm.
it.
So,
Well, I can't
Lori,
wait to get started.
I
So,
know. We start next week. So that's how serious we are. So, if you've been on the fence, you've been watching the videos, you're in my newsletter community, and you've been trying to figure out if this is, the investment you want to make, and what are the deliverables. Well, let's have a conversation about that, because I mean, your time, your energy, your resources are valuable, and they're valuable to me. So let's have a conversation to see if it's a good fit. But I can tell you this: you will be different on the other side of this, because you can't have this level
mhm.
of support and still be the same. You will be a different version of yourself. And so, Lori, I can't wait to see you next week.
Looking forward to it. Exponential growth.
Exponential growth. All
Super
right.
fun.
Thank you so much. And I will see all of you later. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.